Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Guilty Movie Pleasures. In-depth discussion on movies, no matter how guilty they make you feel.
All right, what's up, Guilty Movie Pleasure fans? We're back here. It's 2016. We're here with Lionheart. I'm Josh Macuga. Right next to me is Ben Begley. He's in this fall.
Yeah, I like that you're doing it like a Monster Jam announcer.
2016 is the year of Ben Begley. This month on Hallmark, he's going to take Valentine's Day and shove a hot poker up its ass. It's, hey, love, you're fucking dead. Hey,
they're changing their demographic for this year.
Yeah.
Hey, Love, You're Fucking Dead is a staunch departure from what they're used to, and I'm very excited to see what the moms across America think about it.
And I'm really excited to see your performance, because what we were talking about before is really, I mean, this could be your Golden Globe moment. This could be your Emmy. This could be your Webby. This could be your Razzie. This could be all of them wrapped into one.
Everything wrapped into one. We saw some of the winners of the Golden Globes. They're not too far from the Razzies. So
really
maybe
not far. If you guys want my opinions on the Golden Globes, you can check my Twitter.
I'm always too nice, even in my Twitter comments, because I'm like, oh, they read these.
Yeah.
You know, because I
don't actually tag the person in them.
Oh, okay.
Ever. Don't do that. Don't be that
I
guy.
just hashtag people in it or whatever. Or
here's 2 rules of Twitter that I just learned.
What is it?
From a very social media savvy lady.
Please do it. Tell me.
Don't put hashtags in anymore unless they're part of unless it's like Golden Globes or something like that.
Really?
Don't make up your own hashtags anymore. That's so 1994.
Look at that.
And don't ever put the person at them unless you're giving them a compliment.
Okay, that makes sense. No, I feel that I'm always a little leery about ragging on people anyways, because I see that, by the way, we read YouTube comments, guys.
Yeah, by the way.
So it doesn't go into a void where no one hears it. Not you guys. Our fans are awesome.
Yeah.
But like on stand-up videos that you and I have done, it's just like a troll fest.
If I saw one of my favorite one, it was like from a Canadian guy, and he was like, "If this guy comes up to Canada, I'm gonna shove maple syrup up his ass and hope it kills him." I was like, "That's pretty creative.
That's pretty great.
I was like, that's pretty good. Pretty good."
I think I told you that. I may have said the Olive Garden one on here. I can't remember. Did I tell you that? I did an Olive Garden commercial, and everybody was commenting on the YouTube comments as if it was like a documentary and it was my real life, and that I made it, or that I wrote it and made up these lines. And one person said, I want to burn down this Olive Garden with all of them in it, scoop up their ashes, put it in a blender, mix it with smoothie mix, drink it, shit it out, and throw it at another Olive Garden. And I was like, you know what?
Listen, I don't hate on a lot of, but that is really good.
That is really good.
I mean,
like, if you're gonna hate on somebody, at least get creative with it.
Because that's real. I mean, he's taking a lot of steps.
Don't just misspell offensive words that begin with F's. You know, like don't just misspell inappropriate non-PC terms.
Yeah, I love on Between the Sheets when it's like the guest, hate the host.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are great. That's just perfect.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching a show.
Thanks for watching it.
I host, you dipshit.
Okay, so
anyways, trolls.
Today is Jean-Claude. Now this movie is called Lionheart.
But
in
the cover
States.
is very confusing.
In the foreign countries, it's called Leon or Leon. It's the Van Damme classic. Now, I said this before the show. This is my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. And I might get destroyed because everybody's like, what about Sudden Death? Yes, it takes place in Pittsburgh. But this is my favorite. There's something nostalgic about this movie for me. Hard Target is an amazing movie. I'm not saying this is my favorite by far. I'm saying of the top 5 for me, which are Lionheart, Bloodsport.
Same movie.
No, it's
almost
not.
the same movie.
Dude, Bloodsport is a true story.
Lionheart
is definitely not a true story. If Lionheart was a true story, I would have quit. If somebody would have told me that when I was 12, I was like, fuck it. I'm moving to Los Angeles and I'm going to become a street fighter because this one looked incredible.
Legionnaire,
yeah.
So you could escape and become a street fighter.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Because really and truly, when you think about it, Lionheart is basically Street Fighter.
Yeah, and it's basically Bloodsport, just more ridiculous.
No, Bloodsport is a true story. The Kumite is a real thing, Ben.
I understand that, but it follows almost the same plot structure.
No, it doesn't. He meets a girl in Bloodsport. He doesn't meet a girl in Lionheart.
He meets a girl in this.
He's trying to save his brother's family.
And negligee the entire movie.
He's trying to save his brother's family in Lionheart, and all he's trying to do is win the Kumite to avenge the loss of his best friend and/or his trainer who taught him how to learn to be in the Kumite.
So, but in Lionheart, he's trying to avenge his brother's death. Sounds very similar.
Yes, okay.
But and they have a lot of awkward pauses.
I will say Chun-Li and Attila look very similar, but Attila also looks like Blanca in Street Fighter. And Lionheart looks a lot like Sonic Boom. No, not Sonic Boom. Shoryuken Ryu.
Ryu?
Even though in the actual Street Fighter movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme plays... No. Does he play Guile?
Yeah.
He plays Guile, who is Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, this is all coming full circle. Follow us, folks.
Just follow us.
This is Lionheart.
2016.
It's 1990.
This is how it's gonna go.
It's a 1990 classic. Here's why I say this is nostalgic for me and it's my favorite Van Damme. And again, I didn't even do my top 5. Bloodsport,
I stopped.
Lionheart, Sudden Death, Hard Target, and Double Impact.
Not even Time Cop?
Nah, I didn't like Time Cop that much.
All right.
Big fan of Double Impact though.
I've never seen Double Impact.
He plays himself
Never seen
in
Double
2 roles.
Impact. I need to see Double Impact. That's one of the
pretty solid.
The reason it's not nostalgic for me is because I didn't see it until this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
I may have seen bits of it. I remembered moments of it, like maybe I'd fast forward through it at some point. And for me, we were talking about this a little bit before the show. I respect Van Damme. I actually like his later work better, like JCVD and Universal Soldier.
By calling it his later work, you're actually giving his work like artistic credit. He is just a ninja that kicks ass.
JCVD, his movie JCVD is awesome, by the way.
Is it? I've never seen it.
It's a drama, and he's fantastic in it. But
but here's the thing, for me, nostalgia on this one, I taped it off TV in like 91, and I had the VHS.
If I was a kid, I would love this movie. This would be my Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's way better than Garbage Pail Kids. It's way better than Garbage Pail Kids, all right? Okay. But what I'm saying is that since I didn't see it as a kid, I'm watching it now, and Van Damme movies for me just don't age as well if you didn't see them when you were younger. Arnold and Stallone movies, like we were talking about, do because they have a sense of humor to them still. Okay. These are so serious and so cheesy when like that flute music or whatever,
and then it would change real dramatically.
The music just kicks in. It's like, and he's like walking her. They have a Pretty Woman montage in this, basically, where he's like, "We got to get you new clothes," and he's like, "I don't like this shirt." She's like, "You'll be fine," and then she gets really pissed when he doesn't want to fuck her. It's like, it's crazy.
You know what he's really good at doing? He wears the high-waisted jeans.
Yes.
With like the belt and the boots, so he looks like a sailor kind of.
Yes.
And or just like a G.I. Joe or like. He looks more like, Guys and Dolls. He looks like a dancing Guys and Dolls kind of thing.
He does.
You know?
He looks like he's from a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical.
Right.
And with the music, how cheesy it is, you think at any moment when he's walking around very morose, he's going to kick into like a song from Newsies or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Santa Fe, are you there? Do you swear you won't forget me? You know,
Ben Begley knows musical theater, guys.
I took it in college, whatever. But that's what I mean. I feel like Stallone and Arnold have a sense of humor to them. Like, hey, Sully, remember when I said I'd kill you last?
Yeah.
I lied. These don't even have really good one-liners. They just have awkward one-liners that we'll get to later. I don't want to spoil it.
No, I won't. We won't spoil it. But
the dude that plays Joshua is incredible in this movie.
He's really good. He's a good actor.
Awesome.
Got a lot of good credits to his name.
Awesome.
This was definitely his finest performance in one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, okay.
Greatest fighting movie ever made. You can shut your mouth. I will shove this microphone in your eyeball if you doubt me again.
That won't make me shut my mouth. I'll actually probably just scream more.
Okay, we're going to do the plot in under 3 minutes. We're going to do it very detailed.
Oh, God.
Very detailed.
Okay.
Ben, you can start the clock. We're going to go.
I'm going to start?
2, 1, Begley.
Okay, so we start off with this guy who's coked out talking to these like drug dealer types. And he's like, "Come on, man, I can get you the money." And they throw the drugs on the ground and he snorts them off the alley ground like a maniac. And then he's like, "Hey,
we've all been there though.
This is sugar or something." And the guy's like, "Exactly. And this is gasoline." And he pours gasoline all over him. The dude just stands there, doesn't run, just goes like, "Oh shit." Then they light him on fire and he runs around for a very long time.
But if you've ever been lit on fire with gasoline, you can run around for a while. Yeah.
Ends up in the hospital room, and his wife's there with the little girl from Growing Pains, and then he yells out, "Leon! Leon!" And we cut to the Legionnaire camp, where we just get an ab shot of...
Legionnaire is a disease.
Oh, what is it?
It's just the French Foreign Legion.
The French Foreign... Okay, sure. French Foreign Legion.
Guys, don't touch pigeons.
Isn't
They
it a
carry
legionnaire?
Legionnaire's disease.
I thought they're legionnaires.
No.
Anyways, you can take it from here with the
maybe.
French Foreign Legion.
I don't. Okay, so
2
then
minutes.
he finds out about his brother. He gets his note that he's crying over. By the way, Van Damme's crying is incredible. And so he fights his way out of this Legionnaire's disease camp, covered in pigeons. And he fights some guys. He drives off in a Jeep, and he's followed closely by another Jeep. But then those 4 French Foreign Legion guys come back. They never found him
I don't
because
know how-
Van Damme is that good.
Because it's a flat desert and he somehow disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. They cut to him crawling through the desert, and he's like, if the bugs won't get him, the desert will. I didn't know there was a lot of bugs in the desert. Who knew?
Who knew?
I would have thought it was scorpions.
Oh,
and
man,
then he
we
gets,
got a minute 30.
And then he gets he sees the ocean. He finally gets to the skin, and he sees the ocean. He gets on the ship. He's a stowaway in the ship. He wants to go to Los Angeles, but this guy that is like a black light running the ship. He's awesome.
120.
He's like, you can't. He gets out. He's like, oh shit, we're in New York. He's like, I thought you were telling me Los Angeles. He's like, I don't care what you want. He's like, oh, you don't
can't
care
get
what
off
you
the
want. Boom, punches him. And then he swims from the boat into New York. Ben, take it.
So it's in New York. He stumbles around. He's like, "Oh, am I going to get some money?" And then he ends up finding a street fight underneath a bridge with
Yeah.
Joshua.
Yep.
And he goes and he kicks the dude's ass immediately.
Oh, of course.
Then Joshua takes him,
Minute
gets
left.
a sandwich, and then he goes and they go to this underground street fighting ring where you meet this hot blonde woman with this
Who runs street fighting
with
rings,
Shao
apparently.
Kahn as her bodyguard,
Yes.
the dude from Cobra as well.
And Cobra.
And then he
50
nut
cents.
punches the guy who wants to fuck him. And then they go to Los Angeles, have a
get to that
Pretty
later.
Woman montage
Yeah.
where blonde
With this woman
pantsuits lady-
she's
yeah.
like basically his manager kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like Joshua's his manager, but she's like the money.
He starts secretly saving money and giving it to his brother's wife and daughter because he finds out she's dead. 30 seconds, take it home.
Yeah, okay. So he starts getting in these unbelievable underground street fights. He gets in one in a pool. He gets in one with a bunch of cars against a guy in a kilt. And he's like, oh, Scotland, crap. These guys are really good from Scotland. I don't know. And then like the girl, what's her name? Aloria,
Sure.
something like that. She's like,
15 seconds.
you're going to be the best. We've arranged this fight with Attila. And they show Attila, and Attila's like, I got this
kills
ponytail.
dudes.
I love cats.
6
They
seconds.
fight to the Foreign Legion guys. They found him. They kissed him in the thing. He gets him. Wrong bet. He wins the fight. The Foreign Legion let him go. He saves the family. Oh.
Hey, that was almost coherent. We started off 2016 almost coherent, buddy.
Woo.
I lost a little bit of the details there.
Just a few of the details. I'm gonna take a breather, Ben. You take it for 8 seconds.
Act 3, just Act 3.
That's how we all do
who
it.
Cares? Who
Okay,
cares?
so here's what happens. Here's what you guys miss. So okay, favorite fight in the movie.
I can't. Actually, I think my favorite is the first one because it's so silly when
When he punches him in the
When
balls?
he punches him in the balls, because there's this huge build up, and then just
When the girl gets the blood on her chest and then she takes it, and I'm like,
licks it. That's really
that's
weird.
a street fighter. He might have AIDS.
Yeah, I mean, these guys.
I don't know if you can get AIDS from eating blood, but back then it was 90. That was like height of the AIDS
I mean, I would
epidemic.
think that the combination of oxygen, it hitting oxygen and then hitting saliva would kill it, but still,
Okay.
it's still gross. I'm sure
Yeah.
you could get something from it.
Again, you could, you're a random street fighter in a parking garage.
All these rich people, the rich people are portrayed very, very strange. In
And
this movie.
have you noticed in every fight there's like a rich Asian guy with a hot Asian younger girl in the crowd?
Oh, yeah,
Look
yeah,
in
yeah.
every crowd.
Yeah.
There's a hot Asian
yeah.
chick with it. And then
The pool fight might be my favorite.
the pool
because of-
fight is incredible.
Because of every time they do a slow motion shot of the dude flipping
Yeah.
his hair out when he falls into the water.
For a long time I thought that was Anthony Kiedis.
I don't even know who that is.
Nobody knows.
He looked like I forget what I said he looked like. He looks like a David Blaine or something. Or
Yeah,
like
kinda.
Not David
He
Blaine,
appears-
Chris Angel.
He appears like he's Tarzan. He's like, ah! And you're like, oh, this is gonna be good.
That's the most confusing thing about this movie more than any other Van Damme movie, but it's a trend in all Van Damme movies, is when they show like 3 times the same
same
hit.
punch, yeah.
So in some fights, especially towards the end, I was like, wait, did he just hit him 3 times or
Yeah.
did they just do the Van Damme edit? Because I was so confused. I was
Yeah.
like, cacat. Was that? Because it's from a different angle.
The Van Damme
and I'm-
edit is quite incredible.
Sometimes this movie overuses the shit out of it. It's incredible when it accents like a finishing move.
They don't overuse it. They use it just enough to make sure that you know that this move
But
will end the guy in the pool.
there were a few of them that were just fucking stupid when they used them, and I feel like if it's used as like a finishing move, like if you did like a backflip kick, you'd want to go.
We didn't even see a backflip
"Shiklack." Yeah, shiklack, shibroo, bah, bah, bah. This would be great for people just listening.
I know.
Shiklack, shiklack.
Who are these idiots? Why do we turn
Why
into?
do we listen to this?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
no. I think what we didn't hit on in the plot in under 30
Yeah.
minutes is that the French Foreign Legionnaires, disease guys, are coming to
I'm
find
looking
him
that up.
because he
They're
went
fucking- they are
AWOL.
legionnaires.
Which, by the way, this movie is called Lionheart, but in parentheses A.W.O.L, which I don't, whatever.
And the foreign title
Leon.
which is also the foreign title for The Professional, a much better film.
Oh, Professional's awesome.
Much better film.
So he is being tracked down by these French Foreign Legion guys, and they know where the daughter and the wife live of his brother.
Yeah.
So they're just they're staked outside waiting for him.
And they're like,
I think that's my favorite fight scene when he fights both those French Foreign Legion
Yeah.
until the guy grabs the pipe and he's like, I'm gonna get ya, man, with this pipe.
they're like the Keystone Cops. They're just like,
They're
it's like a Benny Hill
basically
thing.
the Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci
Yeah.
from Home
yeah.
Alone of this movie.
And I love that fight scene ends with him just knocking a shed over on top of them. And then
well,
they're
the
just,
shed came down and like got him in the bridge of the nose. That'll knock you out every time. I don't know. Will I do that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't.
Those guys are ridiculous. And just like all the stuff, I just ended up fast forwarding through all the stuff with his niece and all that stuff because it was so boring.
It's so boring.
It's just like, I'm going to say,
Is this your ball?
Is this your ball? Look, Ma, is he a stranger? Not anymore.
Do me a favor, motherfucker. Do me a favor and buy the girl a bike, okay?
Buy the girl a bike, okay?
He might say motherfucker like 40
He's
times
so
in this
good.
movie. He's so good.
He's
got a limp.
awesome.
Yeah.
His acting actually you could take that performance and put it in
A better movie.
now.
It's a shame that he didn't get more acting work from this role because he's super good in this
great.
movie. He's the best part.
He's he's totally the best part.
Yeah. And
He's actually the
you're
one
all hot, Lionheart.
My friend knows him, and he gave her this platinum edition German.
Get the hell out of
Blu-ray.
here. The guy that plays Joshua, what's his name?
Yeah. Harrison?
Yeah, no, I don't know if this is in German back here.
Harrison, I think.
Willigt Schleissig zu
That sounds right.
Weiterkämpfen ein. Okay.
Can we talk about how hot the villain woman is, Gloria?
loved
Let's
her.
just call her Gloria.
Gloria?
Sure.
That's Gloria enough.
Yeah. we talked about before the show how she spends the entire movie in pantsuits and negligee.
Negligees. When he
Not
wakes up in the morning, she's
simultaneously.
just doing lat pull downs in that awesome leotard.
Like Sharon
She
Stone
looks
in Total Recall.
Super hot.
I mean, what?
Great. She's got that great long 80s
Yeah.
butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she.
There was a sexiness to women in the 80s where they were curvier, but still like fit, like still like it was just like
It was this
man.
bathing suit. The bathing
was
suit
the-
that like
yeah.
went all the way up to here.
Now not everybody, but now there's this trend to be like stick thin and not have.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Not a fan of the. I don't want to see a skeleton with a little
Me
bit
neither.
of
Me neither.
patchwork on it.
Nah,
You
me
know, I
neither.
just like the curviness back then and
Yep.
a little bit of muscle to them.
Yeah.
You believe that if she wanted to, she could kick some ass too. You know. That's what I dig.
I dig it too, and I think she was a super good villain. You know what the
Yeah.
sexiest part is for me at the end, and I always think about this thing. First of all, every time I'm on a tennis court, or I'm under a tent, and it's cement, I'm like Lionheart. There's a fight in a tent on a cement tennis court like Lionheart. And did you ever notice in this movie, Van Damme's always the first one to show up?
Yeah. Why
There's
is
no fighter waiting for him.
No.
The Scottish guy shows up.
It's because we've
Tarzan
already been
shows up.
intro to him, so they want to dramatically.
We forgot
introduce-
about the racquetball guy.
Oh my God, the guy that looks like Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Duggan, whatever.
That fight was awesome. He's
fight's
picking him
so
up,
stupid.
and he's banging him against the wall, and then Van Damme kicks him once, he bangs against the wall, and then he comes back, and then Van Damme's like, no. Here comes this super kick, and you know how hard it is to go through racquetball window? That's like 3-inch glass.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's incredible.
Oh my God.
What would it be made that fight even better is if there was racket balls and rackets, and they
Yeah.
could use them as weapons.
Or if the rich people were just firing racquetballs at
Oh,
him
that's
during
pretty
it,
sweet.
You know, just to distract him.
I would just want to know, where do you get to these fights? I want to know where these underground
You know,
fights
like,
are.
they didn't have email back in the day.
No,
So it
there
had to
was
be
no social media.
It had to have been like a letter in the mail or a phone call.
Or it was like, hello, my name is Derek Van der Vos.
Yeah?
I run
No, keep going, please. It's so good. Yes,
I
Derek.
run a fight in a bloody racquetball court.
Oh yeah. I've been looking for one of those.
Now I've got a huge guy.
Yeah.
He's like about 6'4". He's got long hair.
Is he
He's
gonna be
about
wearing a
300
leotard?
He is.
Perfect.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I'm in.
And I've got a man from France or Belgium. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I like
he's-
nondescript European.
He's
you know.
fighting as well. He's an up and comer. He's undefeated. Would you like to come to this fight?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a $10,000 buy-in.
Ah, sure. Oh, that's all. Yeah,
All
why
right, I
not?
can chuck you down then for
You
$10,000.
can chalk me down for that.
Fantastic. We'll see you. I'll send the address to you
Okay.
via ham radio.
Yeah, yeah, please do. All right, yeah. Which frequency are you sending that on?
Look on channel 18 on your
perfect.
18-wheeler there
Yeah,
on the
nobody
Pork
ever
Chop
uses that
Express.
one.
No,
Okay.
you're good. And cheers.
I love that I just got a call from Jason Statham.
Yeah, you're welcome. An Australian
Jason Statham.
For fuck's sake.
From Australia.
Okay. You want to rank the fights in order of how much you like them?
Jesus. Here. Okay.
You can start at the beginning.
Here's the last thing I'll say.
It doesn't have to be a sanctioned fight. It could be like an action scene too.
There's just so many amazing ones to choose from.
When Joshua has the gang member with the phone, and he's like, "You make phone call?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm good." He's like, "All right." He hangs up.
That's so good. But for me, I guess.
Come on, Lionheart, motherfucker. You ain't coming around here, motherfucker.
You got heart, Lionheart.
You got heart, Lionheart.
I love that line. You got heart, Lionheart.
I love when they keep trying to think of a name for him, and they do the acting thing where they're like dividing 100 by 430,000, and they're like,
Lion.
He's a lion.
He's got heart. He's got heart, and he's a lion. Lionheart.
Call him. You should call him Lionheart. You're like, oh, okay.
Who was that?
That was the girl.
Oh yeah, it sounded just like her.
Lionheart.
You should call her Lionheart.
Oh, perhaps when you come around the corner, there will be a man from
and
Belgium.
Now she's Bill Cosby.
Crap!
shit.
Can't go down that wormhole.
No, God no. God no. The other reason.
Check your drink, Ben.
The other. I'm feeling sleepy. The other reason Van Damme movies, not to keep bashing, the other reason Van Damme movies don't age as well for me is the fight scenes are more ridiculous because there's like, if you watch every fight, there's like it's like they telegraph, I'm gonna hit you, and then it's like, now I'm gonna hit you again. It's never like shoot. It's just it's like they have to wind up for it. And then there's the punch that we were talking about where it's this weird, I've never seen somebody punch with the
So he's blocking his ribs. Sorry, I'm away from the mic. He's blocking his ribs, and he's just like swatting.
He just swap. And he does that to Attila about 700 times. And if Attila's jaw is as strong as I think, he would have broken his wrist bone, everything. So the fight scenes are so, because you can tell Van Damme's a great martial artist.
In the Attila fight,
but
when
they're
he
silly
goes,
as shit.
And Van Damme kicks his arm. I tried to do that to my brother when we were kids, and we were fighting, and we were like trying to make that up, and I kicked him and like hurt his elbow really badly, and my mom was like, "No more Lionheart!
No more Lionheart!" Now, I just thought of this, though. In defense of Van Damme, Stallone and Arnold didn't have to do a bunch of choreography. It was more just shooting.
Yeah.
So I can see where...
Shooting and or just like one punching.
Yeah, so I can see where, maybe it was just fight choreography at the time hadn't reached the level it is now. But it just ages so cheeseball.
Perfectly? It's like a fine wine.
Don't get me wrong. I had a blast watching this movie.
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off, and I loved it. But it doesn't... If I had a choice between Stallone and this, I would go with a Stallone movie any day. Any day.
Yeah.
Well, duh. I mean, yeah. I just want to make sure.
I honestly think that you're kind of comparing apples to grapes. Van Damme is a martial artist that is in really cheesy movies that have like... I think his most legit movie is Sudden Death. Yeah, because it's an action movie. He doesn't really do that much martial arts in that movie. Like, he does some, but not really. Time Cop.
I think Hard Targets
does
is
like
most legit.
You think Hard Targets is most legit, huh? Okay.
Because the choreography in that is phenomenal. The shots are amazing.
Do you know what ruins Hard Target for me?
Wilford
Brimley. No, Wilford Brimley with the Cajun accent.
I can see that.
It's so cheesy.
Yeah, but it doesn't ruin it.
It makes it guilty.
Yeah, of course. Hard Target is 100% guilty.
I mean, but Hard Target has the best line in a Van Damme movie.
What's that?
Why's your name Chance? Because my mama took one. I mean, come on. It's amazing.
Exactly. That's incredible. It's incredible.
Speaking of lines, this movie...
Oh, my God.
It has a ton of really good lines. But it only has two really good one-liners.
After we do this, we got to rank the fights because I distracted us. Sorry.
Okay. You want to rank the fights? You want to do this?
Let's talk about the first fight.
Okay, so here's what happens.
Because this will lead into that.
He's in New York because the French Foreign Legion guy screwed him, and the Legionnaire's disease guy. Kids, stay away from pigeons. I know I've said it multiple times in the show. It's seriously stay away from pigeons.
It's an epidemic. It's a birdemic.
This fall on Hallmark Channel, Ben Begley as Dr. Van Strassenberg in Birdemic.
Yes, I'm Dr. Van Strassenberg. There are pigeons everywhere. We have to hide from them.
Doctor, the birds!
I know, they are going to give you Legionnaire's disease. He's very one note. He's always very calm under pressure.
Has anybody seen Dr. Von Strassenberg has turned into a bird? Birdemic.
It's the Legionnaire's disease, and this has mutated, and it turns you into a Birdman.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first fight. So here's what happens.
Oh
They're
my
in New York, and he sees the
ridiculous.
underground fight. And he kicks the shit out of some dude that looks like Debo from Friday.
And he keeps every time they shove him back in the ring, he looks like he's like, shit, I don't want to go back.
He's got this perfect. Have you used that fight move? Because that's the one where he hits him. He's like,
I feel so bad for that guy. Because this was just like a friendly match amongst like pseudo homeless people, and then Van Damme comes in and just raises the bar where everybody's like, fuck.
Never really thought of this until right now. But I really think like Lionheart inspired bumfights.com, which got it in a ton of trouble. Like that website, if you laughed at that, it was pretty funny. But it's like really wrong.
Oh, yeah,
That's a really, really wrong thing.
One of my friends turned it on when I was younger, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It was really, really disheartening. But when you think about it, Lionheart may have started bum fights.
Yeah. Because, I mean, even if they weren't bums, they were definitely lower class, and the rich people were making these lower class individuals fight.
Yeah. It's it is what it, and and when you think about it, that first fight, when every time he goes back, he's like a Mike Tyson's Punch Out victim where he's like so okay.
I love that game.
So good. Okay, so he wins that fight, and Josh was like, "Oh man, I see some promise in this guy. I'm gonna make him take me out to lunch. Man, you can't count, motherfucker. You got my money." And then he goes out to lunch, and he gets himself like what looks like a tuna salad sandwich with lettuce, and then Van Damme gets a burger. And then did you notice the homeless guy that was sitting there just drinking like a can of Budweiser in a brown bag?
Oh yeah, just staring at him.
Just staring at him?
Awkwardly staring at him in the background. Like, I wonder if he just like moseyed onto set and they were like, he looks authentic, just leave him
Put
on
him in there, yeah.
What you doing here, man?
What's all these cameras around here for? I don't know why there's a Southern guy in New York City, but he's there, you know what I mean? So then Josh was like, I can sit here with a fight. He's like, I got to get to Los Angeles. And he's like, you want to get to Los Angeles? I'll help you get to Los Angeles. And he's like, and he takes him over to...
I love that Josh sounded just like Van Damme.
Yeah, my bad. And they get to the building, and down comes Cobra villain. And
not Cobra Commander, but the villain from Cobra.
Villain from
or
Cobra.
Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat
next week,
Annihilation.
spoiler alert, we're going to do Cobra next week. That's my favorite Stallone movie, hands down.
It's a great Stallone movie.
I know it was like Rocky, are you an idiot? Rocky 4, Rocky 3. I love all the Rockies together, but my favorite standalone Stallone movie, not a franchise, not anything, is definitely Cobra.
Because Rambo 2 would be my favorite, probably.
But that's for next week. Anyway, so he takes him to the lady, and he gets like this swanky building in New York. He's like, yo, tell me, I gotta see the lady. He's like, I don't know what lady you're talking about. He's like, stop fucking around, motherfucker. I know what I'm talking about. And I was like, oh, okay. And then down walks the guy, and he's like, Joshua, take my car. He's like, no, motherfucker, now. And then they bring Van Damme into this sick-ass circle of people in a parking garage. Yeah. And there's a guy walking around with like an old-school gambler's hat, like a bookie's hat.
It's incredible.
Like a bookmaker.
It's incredible.
And he's like, put it all on me. And then he comes, he's like, no rules. And this guy, Sonny, he's about to fight Sonny. And this is what Sonny says to him.
Wrong bet.
Nope. Wrong one.
Kind of pretty. I don't know if I want to fight you. Fuck you.
Which is, it's trying to be funny, but it's the way he says it. You're like, are you gonna fuck him?
And the fact that he's in like a leather vest with no shirt on underneath.
Shirt on. That's the old Jersey.
He looks like one of the gang members from the Warriors just stopped in.
Yeah, he does. Good call.
Warriors, come out to play. I want to fuck you.
Well, he kind of looks like Sully a little bit.
Yeah. And the weird thing is that he says that line. There's no like laughter or irony to it. It's just like it's actually just delivered really creepy. Yeah. And then they circle each other for like a solid 30 seconds.
A lot of good camera work.
I'm like, man, they may fuck right now. They may just fuck right now. And then
Sonny starts taking off his pants. Like, whoa,
wait a minute.
Lion cock?
The porno version. Yeah. And then I love that he winds up to a jump kick and Van Damme just goes, nut punch.
He holds his leg.
And just nut
slow
punch.
motion. Wackow! Let me just tell you. Every time I watch a fight scene in a movie, I'm like, just do the Van Damme.
It was so funny.
It was amazing.
That made me laugh out loud so hard. I rewound it because it was ridiculous. And the fact that he just said, fuck you, and then he punches him in the dick is hilarious.
Which, it's kind of funny because this is, I don't know, this was like 4 years ago? Mm-hmm. Maybe more. 4.5 years ago. I was in an underground fight ring. I don't know if you know this. It was
yeah,
like right
I
after.
remember.
It was like I was in this like weird Fight Clubby thing, and I was doing whatever.
It was right after Fight Club came out. Everybody was in a Fight Club. I was in a Fight Club.
You were in a Fight Club.
Everybody was in a Fight Club.
Fans were in a Fight.
We're not supposed to talk about Fight Club, but it's been so long we can talk about
Fight Club.
It's
Because
fine.
we've ended whatever.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of like really hot girls that would come to it,
yeah,
and
of course.
they were like, "Listen, if we fight you, you have to fight us for real." And I was
Yeah.
like, "I don't want to do that." But
Yeah.
then this really really hot girl who was jacked up came in to fight me, and I turned to her and I said,
Kind of pretty. I don't know if I want to fight you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I could see the dilemma there. For
Right?
me, I was at a friend's bachelor party one time years ago.
Yeah.
Before Renee. And, I was there. I was getting a lap dance. She was like, do you want one more? I was like, fine, okay. She gives me one more because I just couldn't say no.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I look at my wallet and I don't have enough for 2 lap dances. I don't have an ATM card. I didn't have a debit card at the time. It was before I had that.
"Damn it."
And I'm like, I can't pay you, but like I can come back and give you money. And she starts roughhousing me, throwing me around.
Oh.
And then her roughhousing turns into just kind of like this weird seductive glare.
Ooh.
And she looks in my eyes and goes,
Kind of pretty. I don't know if I want to fight you. Fuck you.
Interesting.
and turns out she did neither. They just made my friends pay the tab, and then I owed my friends. So I didn't
Yeah.
get fought or fucked by a stripper that night.
Interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm a big fan of Pretty Woman. Huge fan of that movie. And there's a Pretty Woman montage here in Lionheart.
That makes
of
sense why you
course
like
we
this
know.
movie so much.
Right. And I had Pretty Woman on VHS. And this is going in a weird place.
Just go with it. Just let it out. I know. It's tough.
And
It's
I
tough.
used to
Just let it
stare
out.
at the cover of Pretty Woman. And I'd stare into Julia Roberts' eyes. But I would be so torn in dilemma because she's a hooker.
Yeah.
Right? And I wanted to shake her and be like, stop being a hooker, and you could be
stop
like a
it.
really thing. And I would just stare at that picture of Julia Roberts, and I would scream in the VHS cover, and I'd say,
Kind of pretty. I don't know if I want to fight you. Fuck you.
yeah.
I could see that.
Right?
It's that's very sad. It's
You ever
very
seen that
sad.
movie Fighting with Channing Tatum?
Yeah,
Is it Fighting?
yeah. I think that's the general reaction from all female public watching that movie was
Yeah.
just while they're watching it, they're like, this movie sucks so
I
bad.
mean, he's so good looking, but it's such a terrible movie.
Yeah. You just don't know if you want to fight him or fuck
Fight
him.
him or fuck him.
This is a very hard clip to. It's
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's really, when you think about it, when you boil life down to its when it's fine thing. This is what all you can say about everything. Like you see a Chipotle burrito.
I don't know if I want to fight you.
it's like.
Because you are going to do battle with the Chipotle burrito.
Yeah, my
You know what I mean?
acting teacher said every scene you ever do, you either want to fight or fuck. And so it's weird that he must have just stolen this from Lionheart. I never knew. But one day in class, he just said,
I don't know if I want to fight you. Fuck you.
he got arrested later for, doing weird things.
I
but-
one time, like,
Kidding. That didn't really happen. That got to a dark place.
you ever seen like a large ball of soft cheese?
Yeah.
I kind of like look at that and say,
I don't know if I want to fight you. Fuck you.
seriously.
I don't even know what that means.
Like a big ball of soft mozzarella, a big ball of mozzarella. That means sometimes you want to fight it. You're like, and sometimes you want to fuck it.
Sometimes you just want to say, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Maybe that's what you mean.
Yeah.
You mean you want to fight it and eat it and
Yeah.
deal with the constipation afterwards, or you just want to say, fuck it, not eat it.
Exactly.
You don't actually want to put your dick in some soft cheese, right?
Yeah, right? No.
Nah.
Would you? I mean, I've had some
That was
lonely days.
actually a deleted scene from American Pie.
Oh, the old soft cheese fuck.
When he was fucking the pie, he ad-libbed.
I don't know if I want to fight you. Fuck you.
Clearly, we all know what he did to the pie. He didn't fight the
I
pie.
didn't fight it, but
He didn't fight the pie.
guys, when you go out there today, tweet at us or think about things that you would want to either fight or fuck. Please keep it PG to XXX, somewhere in between there.
Yeah, somewhere in between, hardcore and family friendly.
Whatever.
Whatever you decide.
And finally, we got to the last fight.
Oh, my God.
And this is, I think.
Oh, should we rank the fights?
Let's rank the fights, and then we'll go to the last fight.
I think Attila's my favorite fight.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it has the most emotion to it, and I think that the slow clap is amazing. And it's the only one that I actually feel there's danger in. The rest, I'm
Or does
like,
he go like his claps are real? It's either like this or like that.
it's very awkward, whatever it is. But I know
Germans, what are you gonna do?
Germans. I know that for me, the other fights didn't have as much. I wasn't like, oh man, he's not gonna win this. The other ones, I'm like, he's gonna kick their ass. But Attila, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
he's
he could
getting
go down.
beat down.
Yep.
There's no way he should have been able to win that. And I like when Attila points to his broken rib and he's like,
And this is when he starts.
yeah, because he's blocking his rib.
Yeah.
But it would be that one, and then the pool fight because it's so silly.
Yeah.
And then probably the nut punch because it's hilarious.
Okay.
And then what else is there? Oh,
You
the
have racquetball in
Scottish guy.
Scotland.
Scottish guy is awesome.
Yeah.
What else? Racquetball stupid. I don't like that
Racquetball.
one.
So that's your 5.
Racquetball.
Or
yeah.
the original, or the street fight, or the gang member fight, or the fight with the Legionnaire's disease. You have 8 fights.
I would say that it goes from where I was. I would put the original street fight,
Mm-hmm.
then the racquetball, then the gang fight, then the Legionnaires.
Okay.
Yeah, Legionnaires is last because it was terrible.
You didn't like that fight?
It's so
Okay.
shitty.
I'm going number 1 pool fight.
Okay.
Because just based on the slow motion hair whips and the waka.
And how many times that one dude gets knocked into the pool?
Yes.
Becomes a wet T-shirt
And
contest.
that's awesome. It's so good. They get in that. I don't understand why it's got to be so dirty. Like, couldn't they clean that pool a little bit? Like, if they wanted to
And
add
or
the
just-
pool as like an aspect of the fight, like make
Or
it
just
clean.
drain it all the way.
Yeah. But it is kind of cool when they're fighting in the water.
It's just rain.
I like when Van Damme like tries and kicks him from the water. You're like, dude, the water slows your leg
Yeah,
down, you dumb idiot.
that kick is not
Awful.
making any kind of contact that matters.
Okay, pool fight number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Racquetball 2.
Racquetball too. It's so
Racquetball
quick.
2. No. Yeah, well, because he kicks him through a glass thing of racquetball. 3,
A
Scotland.
glass thing of racquetball.
Number 3 is Scottish.
I think
3.
Scotland is
Because he tries to strangle him with a he first of all he gets thrown through a windshield.
Scotland's a great one.
And then he strangles him with the antenna, which is awesome.
Yep.
So cool. And they're fighting on top of 2 hoods of cars.
You know, and those rich guys probably are like, ah, fuck. We
my
should have
God.
just. Why don't we just sit back and watch? Why do we have to have our cars here?
We got a phone call here from you.
Oh yeah.
Hello, is this Jake from State Farm?
Yeah. How can I help you?
Well, here's what happened. I went to an underground street fight in an old abandoned building, and
Who hasn't been there?
a Belgian gentleman got kicked through my windshield.
Oh, Belgian. Let me see if Belgium's covered. I know that. Are you sure he's not German or French?
No, I believe he's Belgian.
Ooh, so your policy only paid for a German or French guy coverage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Could we? Is there a workaround? Could we?
I mean,
maybe
I could retroactively put it in the system that you had a Belgium coverage for the beginning of this month. What day did it happen on?
the 13th.
13th? Okay. Yeah, I guess we can do that. We can retroactively fix that for you.
Now let me ask you a question. How much does my liability cover through bodies thrown through windshields? Not my total fault, but
Yeah.
I was at an underground street fight.
Yeah, well, we cover up to $200,000 in bodily harm or physical damage to your vehicle or any other vehicles.
Okay. Great. And what about the cleanup of the blood? Is
Yeah,
there...
that's something we don't deal in.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, you're gonna have to do
okay.
that yourself. Take it to a car wash or
Okay.
something.
All right. Oh, well, thanks, Jake. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no
Oh, wait.
problem. Yeah.
What about if he ripped my antenna off and strangled another man with it?
Well, antennas are about $15, so you could probably just do that yourself. It's
Okay,
not worth
great.
raising your premium for that.
Got it. All right, thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, so
I like these little sketches.
Yeah, I guess- okay, so three was definitely Scotland for sure. 4, racquetball.
Yeah,
5, the first street fight.
that's a good one.
6, Attila. I hated the Attila fight.
Really?
Because listen, if he's that injured and Attila's that good, he should have been kicking from the beginning. He just was trying to punch. He should have been kicking from the very start. That's what he's the best at, is kicks.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about the
There's
Attila
no
fight.
reason he should have won
The
that
only
fight.
thing that made the Attila fight, and I tried to say it before, we just glaze over it because I forgot when we got into it, is when he's about to finish Attila, and he's got his hands up here like this, and he looks to Gloria, and she's going,
Heaving cleavage.
and her cleavage is heaving so good. That's the best cleavage scene. Okay, so 6 is Attila, 7 is the street fight with the Legionnaire's disease, and 8 is the gang fight. Simply because that gang they act so hard, and they're put like Van Damme kicks
quick.
one guy, and then it cuts to Joshua, and the main gang member is getting pummeled already, and then he's strangling with the bone. That
By a
gang
dude with a limp,
sucks.
by an old dude with a limp.
limp. Yeah. And we never even went to Joshua's old career. Like, he mentioned it a couple times that he like may have been taken out by Gloria, but
We also talked. I think he was a street fighter, and then he was injured in a fight, and now
Yeah.
he just is like a coach or something. But I don't understand what I don't. We talked
he's
about.
he's Little Mac's coach.
Yeah.
Little Mac's coach is a black dude that always wearing sweat.
There you go.
We've done Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Bloodsport.
Yeah.
All within the same
Same
thing.
movie.
Lionheart and
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out now.
There you go. See, my issue, but we never figured out how the brother was screwed over by Van Damme. It seemed like Van Damme took the rap for him, and that's why he was in the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah.
And then his brother got addicted to drugs because he left him behind. But we're supposed to be rooting for him to avenge this guy who seems like a coked out asshole.
Yeah.
Like, there was no sympathy for him in that first scene.
Kinda tough.
You think a villain is getting killed.
Yeah.
And then you find out it was like this super sweet lady and her even sweeter
Yeah.
daughter. It's
Yeah.
like, how the fuck did these two live with this coked out
Nightmare.
maniac?
Nightmare. Nah,
And
not
why
the
are they
best.
sad he's gone? I'll bet if he was that coked out, he was probably abusive.
I feel like that was the time when Van Damme, he would walk in the script room, he's like, no, what? I can't do his accent, but he's like, what if my sister-in-law and her daughter it is my brother and he's a coked out guy killed by drug dealers. Like, I don't know, it doesn't sound too good. He's like, we're going to do it. And they're like, oh, okay, well, Van Damme,
He just-
whenever you want.
Spin kicks and
Yeah,
lands
yeah.
right in front of their face.
He jumps and like splits on 2 chairs and punches, and they're like, okay, all right,
All
whatever
right,
you
all
want,
right, all right,
Jean-Claude. Nothing we can do
All
there.
right, JCVD.
But finally, in the final fight when he fights Attila,
Yes.
which by the way was if these are illegal street fights, and there was a TV program that has the bets on it,
Yeah.
doesn't make much
Maybe
sense
it was
to
a
me.
closed
But
circuit TV program, or it was in a different country, wasn't it? I don't remember.
no, it was just German guys in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. It all just takes place in LA.
I don't know. And she's like, I smuggled this. He's like, it's a VHS. It's not like you're smuggling heroin, like whatever. Anyway, so finally we get to the last fight and we realize that everybody has bet against Van Damme, which even Joshua may have bet against Van Damme or something. I'm not really sure. Like there's that like go between that always confused me when he's like, did you bet against me? And he's like, oh, the money's on Attila. Stay down, right?
Yeah, I think
Bet against me.
I think she did. I don't think Joshua bet against it.
Okay,
I think he's.
but the Germans stayed with Van Damme. Remember? Yeah, because they're like, Gloria, your money is no good here.
Yeah.
And so, but then he finds out. He's like, oh, did you? And then he turns to Joshua and he just says this right before he gets up and starts kicking ass.
Wrong bet.
Wrong bet. God, can you play that again?
Wrong bet.
One more time for the kids, if you don't mind.
Wrong bet.
And if you could play it a 4th time just for Ben's Hallmark career.
Wrong bet.
And then how about for the time I was in Vegas?
Wrong bet.
And how about the time I thought I'd make the red light, but I actually ended up hitting a dog?
I don't know if I want to fight you.
There you go. I'm not gonna fuck a dog. Ben, I think you had a story lined up that you wanted everybody out there to know about something, and you were gonna tell me before the show started, but you wanted to save it for the show, so go ahead.
Yeah, that's what we call throwing somebody under the bus. Actually, you did mention Vegas.
Yeah.
And this is a true story, not a bullshit story like I usually do here. I went for my buddy's bachelor party, and I walked up right as they were spinning the roulette table, and they're about to throw the roulette ball in there, and I said, wait. Put 20 on 30, because it's my lucky number. That's the day I got married. I was like, put 20 on 30. Boom. She sets it, goes, wrong bet. No, I'm sorry, shit, I said the quote. She sets it aside and says,
Wrong bet.
and then it hits 30,
Get out
and
of
she
here.
claims it didn't count. She didn't put it on 30.
You know how much the payout is in that?
That's a real story. She legit didn't put it on 30, and it hit, and I was like, check the fucking cameras, I told you. It would have been like a $700 payout or more.
Jesus.
I was so pissed. That was more just an angry story than...
Yeah.
And I quoted the quote.
Wrong bet. Even though he's not Schwarzenegger.
Wrong bag. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
I get it. Just hey, this silence is real fun. I know.
And then,
Yeah, and then this thing. Yeah. What is happening?
and then cue it. Yeah.
Wrong bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I one time when I was at Subway, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the pastrami sandwich for the first time ever. I'm gonna do that, and I went to the clerk, the sandwich artist, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna do the pastrami, and he said,
Wrong bet.
I'm like, well, that's really confusing. I don't know why, and I ate it. And then the next day, when I had the finger cuffs of stomach viruses from food poisoning, I'm on the toilet. I'm sitting on the toilet and puking into a bucket and just going,
Wrong bet.
"Ugh."
Wrong bet.
This is brutal. Don't eat
Terrible.
pastrami.
My brother
Just sits
one time-
out.
one
You'll get
time-
Legionnaire's disease from it.
Lots of Legionnaire disease. My brother got a meatball sub one time at Subway when we were in 8 or 9, and he puked at the barbershop. And that has nothing to do with wrong bet. It's just a story.
I ate Sbarro one time.
Wrong bet.
Puked in the bathroom there at the food court.
I've eaten Panda Express 30 plus times every time.
Wrong bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also,
Wrong bet.
I
I don't know if I want to fight you. Well, fuck
Because Panda Express is that good. You know what I mean? Like, it's what you're on the toilet and you're like, I loved it so much when I was eating it, but now. You know what I mean?
Didn't they claim to have the original orange chicken, like they invented it?
Yeah, definitely.
The original orange chicken.
They took it from China and invented it over here. Guys, that was our episode of Guilty Movie Pleasures on Jean-Claude Van Damme's classic Lionheart, a.k.a. Leon, a.k.a. A.W.O.L.
Yes.
Guys, I have a kind of bittersweet / sad announcement for all the fans out there. This will be the end of January will be my last couple episodes here on Guilty Movie Pleasures. I'm handing over the reins to Mr. Ben Begley, my good buddy. They're bringing in another co-host. I'm not sure who that's going to be just yet. They're working on some things.
On that. It's first off, we're really gonna miss you here. Second off, it's going to be impossible to replace you because you can't replace the Wild Man. And I've had a blast. I don't need to do the goodbye speech yet.
Yeah.
But this year has been awesome. Josh went out on the limb and brought me on the show. I'd never had a podcast or done anything like that before, and I've had a blast talking about all these awesome movies and getting to relive some classics that otherwise my wife would never put up with me watching. So,
but it's all for work.
It's all for work.
Next week we're going to do Cobra, the Sylvester Stallone classic, and then my final episode, which will be right around my birthday, we will do Airborne. Everybody will find Airborne.
You don't own
somehow.
it. I don't own it. It's not on Netflix.
Somehow, somewhere, we will do Airborne. It is my favorite guilty movie pleasure of all time.
You've been waiting a year for this.
Year plus to do Airborne, guys. Thank you guys for watching the show again. Go out and watch Lionheart. It's one of Van Damme's classics. And until the next time, what's your guilty movie pleasure?
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.